Okay, let's see if I've got this working for live stream here. I'm going to go live today and share a couple of insights around a topic that I think is so important. This is something that most people don't realize, and that is that resilience is it's a habit, it's not a trait. I don't know that we're all born with a natural resiliency. You would think we are, but I don't think that that's the case. I know for myself, I was not always resilient. I definitely had to build that muscle. And it requires daily practice so that when things that are stressful, trauma, injuries, setbacks happen, that you are readily available, energy and resource wise, to overcome them and to get through everything that comes up when there are setbacks, whether it's a major trauma or whether it's an injury. And today I want to get real because um, having a clear mindset and habits and actions that you can take and you know are going to help grow that resiliency muscle, and then seeing it actually play out is so helpful. So my youngest son was in a judo tournament this weekend and was severely injured. I'll say severe because his collarbone was dislocated, put up, and his AC, so that's basically the joint that connects to the shoulder, um, was separated. And it's a pretty significant setback for somebody who is training and wants to be a Grand Slam champion. And watching him go through this outside of being mom, but watching his whole experience of this and realizing that we have been practicing, he has been practicing tools and building in these habits to understand that things happen, and being resilient is the only way to get through a lot of the things that we go through in life, whether it's a major setback like that or whether it's just sometimes situations in life, traumas, things like that. So I thought I would share this with you because it does come down to our daily actions, our daily habits. They build our resiliency. And what it takes to be resilient is probably not what you think. We might think, oh, we have to be stoic, or we have to, my son is a little bit stoic, but he also has the foundational tools. And I really want to share this with you because I think it's an opportunity to actually practice our skills. And one of the fun things that I believe is, as a holistic health practitioner, right? If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Stefana Johnson, and I'm a holistic health practitioner. I've been working with leaders and high performers and athletes and their families for over 30 years. And really, my specialty is optimizing your energy and performance and resiliency. This is really key to succeeding long term and flourishing long term. Those setbacks can really deter us from our goals. And those are often where we have the biggest opportunity for growth. All right, so what I want to share with you are some of these things that I talk about regularly: bouncing back, this ability to bounce back, and what does that give you as an opportunity to see, like, our breakdowns are our breakthroughs. You probably have heard that before, and that is true when you stay in an overall healthy place. And these are the habits that I would say are foundational to what I teach, not only practice myself, but I teach my boys. So here we go. I'm going to share these with you. The number one component that I believe is practicing mindfulness. So I write about this in my Pilot Your Way book and method and my mindfulness guide. I love sharing that. It's a free guide. So if you want that, let me know. But ultimately, it's this mindfulness piece. It is that we have to be um, present and mindful and meditate and take deep breaths, especially when the cat's scratching at the door to come in. But if you take time throughout your day, you're building that little muscle, even if it's just a breath. even if it's just 1 or 2 minutes, to come back and practice this moment of being present and perfect, and recognizing when someone's at the door. Okay, Gigi, come on in. Okay. So this is a key piece, and connecting to our breath. Sometimes, so many of my clients are not breathing fully. So check with yourself right now. Are you taking a moment to breathe fully and to practice that, right? So if you've gotten into a habit of not breathing fully, not taking the time to breathe fully, expand the lungs, complete decompression, that is going to become a habit of poor breathing. And then that compounds. So right there, right off, that is my number one practice. Mindful breathing. And this mindfulness is breathing. That is part of it. Just that's all wrapped up in that number one. Okay. The second goes along with this, in that we have to create downtime. So I'll tell my son, my clients, and myself all the time, awesome that you're high performing and you're highly driven. Good. You want to be all on when you're on, but you also have to build in all off time, where you're literally off. And sitting down scrolling or watching a movie is not off. There's still processing programming that's going on, and there's no recovery. So you've got to create complete 100% downtime. Some of the examples that for me do help that is, I can just sit in my garden. I will literally just sit intentionally, not go and dig and garden and plant seeds, because that's still doing something. And if you're a doer and busy like I am, so it's hard sometimes, but you have to build that muscle, because that is the only way for your central nervous system to come down and fully relax. And it's super key. Okay. So it's this oscillating, be all on when you're on, and high performing and fully on, so that you know what that feels like, but that you also know what it feels like to be all off. Okay. And then your mind and your body will crave that balance, and you'll understand that harmony that you're looking for. And it's super powerful to cultivate that before stuff hits the fan, right? Okay. So the third one, and as a holistic health practitioner, look, the body, this is your vehicle, right? So if you're not fit, if you're not strong, if you're not flexible, uh, this is what we have to build, right? So I'll often tell folks, we've got to build this in as a daily habit, as a regular practice, these tools that I'm sharing, rather than, okay, now I got to cram for it. We can't cram for something when things are hitting a hard situation, and then all of a sudden, okay, I'm going to practice mindfulness. That's the wrong time to be doing that, because it's just not going to happen. That muscle's not going to be there. So being fit, getting strong, getting flexible correctly, not just going and getting a workout at the gym. I'm not a big fan of, oh, let's go and get a workout at the gym. I'm not against gyms, but it's that you need to move your body throughout the day in correct ways, and check in. What's your posture like? What are your shoulders doing? Where's your head in relationship to the rest of your body? Sometimes we don't know that if we're so in our heads and creating, right? If you're mentally performing, your mind might be over here, but your body's like, hey, dude, my shoulder, my head's out of alignment. So just putting that in as a key piece, and that would be my number three. So my number four, of course, is going to be what's the fuel you put in your body. Eat well, eat nutritious food, right? Ideally eliminate all that processed, sugared, packaged junk food that is not rebuilding your cells, that is not going to support you in being resilient and your body being able to heal and handle stress, right? So eating a nutritious meals. And then we've got sleep. Sleep is so valuable. It's probably my number one. Sleep and rest, but we want deep sleep. And I hear, besides the breathing, sleep is the other one that folks are having so much trouble with. And a lot of it comes from all of our digital devices, where our brains are not able to, our bodies are not producing the melatonin. So we're always lit up, so the brain can't shut off. This is where those previous habits I talked about of oscillating all off is a practice throughout your day, so that when you are ready to sleep, you can sleep and you can completely shut off and restore. The physical body can restore, and the spirit can come back to the body and be energized and not fragmented all over the place. So these are important um, pieces of the whole puzzle when we're looking at you as a 360-degree, like, okay, all of you, and you showing up as the best version of you in whatever circumstance or situation you might be in, right? Whether that's totally calm or high stress, but you want to understand this. So my sixth is that having an awesome social support, and when I say that, I mean a mentor, a coach, connections that are positive. And I am so grateful to my son's sensei, Rod Sensei. I will just give complete um, gratitude to the mentors in our lives. If we cultivate that before, right? We can't go and search for them after and hope that they show up. We need to cultivate that with them and build those in. Build your, right, your power team, your connections that are there truly honoring and supporting you and your goals and where you want to go. There is something so significant in having that connection. It's a lot bigger than just that coach. When they're there for you when things are down, there's a sense of confidence. My dad was that for me growing up, and I remember when I had a situation where I was bitten by a poison venomous snake, and so I'm looking at this foot swelling, and I just look at my dad, and he was calm. And so I think that having a mentor, someone who can stay calm with you and support you and guide you, but is also honest and like, okay, straightforward, as opposed to fear mongering. I think that there's a lot of that out there. So just be really mindful of that. Who's in your sphere of influence? Healthy mentors, healthy social connections. And then be that for someone else too, I think is really important. Seven is positive self-talk. All right. There's a lot of noise that can go on in our heads. And if we do not have a good handle on that self-talk, it can drive us down the spiral into the abyss of just awful things, especially when your body's trying to heal and maybe you're used to going at it really, really hard. And then all of a sudden it's a complete stop. That can look really scary if your mindset, if your self-talk is negative. So you got to flip the switch on this. I've been teaching my boys since kind of day one. I'm always talking about this. You are whole, you are strong, you are perfect. And I believe you are. I believe you are whole and perfect. And at your core, I know who you are, right? And you want to know who you are, that you are pure perfection. You are a miracle. This is what's true. These ideas of us in our physical body and, oh, there's something wrong and all that's been perpetuated in this marketing cycle of, oh, you need to do something in order to be more perfect or more better or whatever. Perfect just means you're complete, right? This idea of perfect, and then we put some picture of somebody there and we think that's perfect. That's not perfect. Perfection is that you are already whole. You already have everything you need to thrive, to know, to understand yourself, your to uncover whatever's going on. You already have all those tools and resources. Maybe they just haven't, you haven't practiced or sharpened them, right? Or maybe you can't see them because maybe it's cloudy. So that's why having an awesome support team and mentor and someone who's doing their own work as well is super important. So being able to flip that switch and turn that around on our thoughts, because our thoughts, oof, pretty powerful, right? I always say it happens twice. I think I originally got this from Mary Manon Morsi, who's a super great teacher with regards to this mindset stuff, is that everything happens twice, first in your mind and then in the physical reality. So if you don't like what's showing up in your physical reality, we got to change the mind. We've got to change those thoughts and those belief patterns. And it starts, instead of dwelling on all the obstacles, we turn that around and those obstacles make us stronger. So that's a practice there. And then overall, I think that, and this is what I do as a daily practice for myself and share this with my clients is that we need to have a daily time for reflection, self-reflection too. That doesn't mean whipping time. It means reflecting on what's going well, what could be better, what can I work on, what's the real opportunity here for me to do exponential growth. You as a being, as a whole person, fully here as a man or a woman, shifting into, okay, I am evolving always and growing. What's my next opportunity to step into the next best version of me as we evolve? We're here to do that, right? So I would say those are my top 8. I would love to know if you have something that you would do that helps boost your resilience. And I'll just finish with I think that if you're ready to do something different, I mean, this is really key, because I work in a different way than your typical trainer or coach, because I really want to collaborate with my clients and the people that I work with that are interested in uncovering root pieces, getting to the source of it, because that's where the change and the magic happens, as opposed to just kind of coddling the surface layers. And when we can cultivate at a depth like this our own resilience, there's something truly nourishing and powerful in our ability to show up to life and make a bigger impact. And I think that that's a really important piece of all of us in this time and in this culture that we live in today, that we should show up better as the best version of ourselves. All right, I hope that helps.